thank you for coming. And yeah, today we are going to talk about AI. Few words about me. I'm ex-head of AI and product at Gosu Data Lab, and also senior data scientist at Nordcurrent. So I'm just a technical guy. I love neural nets and I love games. So because of that, right now I'm a founder of Artifactory. It's an early stage startup. We are exploring AI for art generation in games. And few words about generative AI landscape. I think most of you are familiar with ChatGPT, and it's a great technology, and it's an application of generative AI to texts. You can write emails, you can write stories, or even learn something. Also, there is another application like text-to-speech, and you can generate voice with AI. And these two technologies are the most advanced, I would say. Today, we are going to talk about text-to-image. And we will skip text-to-video and text-to-3D technologies because they are at the research stage. About images. All these images were generated with neural nets. And as you can see, you can generate concepts of characters, icons for user interface, some backgrounds for levels or commercial banners, or even cool girls, because why not? And you can do that with several technologies. The most popular one is Midjourney. It's popular because you can write short prompt and get pretty good quality out of the box. But it doesn't know anything about your game style. It stores generated images somewhere in the cloud, and you need to use Discord as a user interface. Another option is Adobe FIREFLY, and it's already integrated with Photoshop, and it was trained on stock images, but it still doesn't know anything about your game style. And the last option is Stable Diffusion, and the best part that you can train this model for your game style, and moreover, you can host it on your infrastructure, so you will not store your images somewhere in the cloud. You can run it on your local PC, you can run it in your cloud, but you need to write longer prompts, and you need GPUs. And also, there is an issue with copyright. In fact, with all the generated images, there is an issue that they are not protected by copyright law. And it's better to use them as concepts of characters or whatever. And after that, overpaint them. Or, of course, if it's like one-time image, one-time banner, maybe you can generate it with Stable Diffusion or other neural nets and use. But yeah, remember that they are not protected. As interface, you can use Automatic 1111. It's the most popular one, and it's open sourced. So you can download the code on GitHub, and there is a link there in the bottom right corner. You can run it on your PC or on some remote server, and just write something, a cat, pencil art, tweak these parameters, and voila. It generates images in seconds. In fact, you can, with the Stable Diffusion, you can generate 1 image per second. So, and how the process is designed. We call these generation process like diffusion. And we call it like that because at the beginning, we have nothing. We have random noise. And the most important component of Stable Diffusion is UNet. It's like a smaller neural net inside of Stable Diffusion. And it can denoise images. And you can apply these neural net several times. So, for example, you can use it 20 times in a row and generate something good, some image. But you will generate random image because as input you have random noise. And to fix that, we have Clip inside of Stable Diffusion. Clip, it's like a magical neural net that allows us to measure distance between images and texts. And we use Clip to guide UNet during this diffusion process. And the last part is variational autoencoder. It's like compression-decompression neural net, because usually we work not with pixels, but with some abstract units in latent space, and after that decompress image to pixels. And this is just technical optimization. That's why you can run Stable Diffusion on your local PC with your GPU. The most important part when we are working with neural nets is prompt engineering. You want to describe like, what you want to get as a result. And here we can write a cat. And as a result, in a second, we have some image of a cat. But you can control style. For example, you can write a cat, pencil art, and voila, now our cat, it's drawn with a pen, with a pencil. And moreover, you can control details, like a cat, pencil art, and blue eyes. And voila, we have a cat with pencil art, or with blue eyes. But is it possible to have the previous one, this cat, with blue eyes? And the answer is yes. You can use not only text as input, but you can use images as input. And you can use image-to-image technique with our previous cat and prompt like a cat, blue eyes. But as you can see, we have two tails here, and this is an issue. In fact, with the Stable Diffusion and neural nets, you will see lots of issues and artifacts. And to fix that, you can use ControlNet. So ControlNet, it's another neural net that can produce intermediate results. Like here, we produced Canny Edge from our input image. And with the prompt, a cat, pencil art, blue eyes, now we have really cat. And it's pretty similar. I mean, the input and the output, they are pretty similar, but the output has blue eyes. And this is the core flow. Like, you need prompt engineering, you need image-to-image, and you need ControlNet. And you describe what you want, you find references somewhere on the internet, and you fix them with the ControlNet if you need that. And okay, suppose you are great prompt engineers, and you know how to write prompts, you know how to deal with all these parameters in automatic 1111. And here is some long prompt. You can try it yourself and copy these parameters. You can change sampling method, increase number of sampling steps, and blah, 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 blah. And voila, we have some character. And well, it's RPG character, cool, but it's still not in the style of our game. and how we can fix that. And the answer is fine-tuning. You can train neural nets. You can fine-tune them for your game style using different techniques like Dreambooth, like LoRa, and as a result, you will be able to generate, let's say, I need a policeman. Voila, you have a concept of policeman. It will be not ideal. You will have problems with faces, with hands, but still. Or you can generate a red guy or pink guy with naked butt. Voila. And yeah, here we see characters in different styles from different games, and usually you can use these fine-tuned model to create mood boards, to find new ideas. Let's say you need to create 100 costumes for your characters. Voila, you can do that in an hour. And not only characters, but icons, backgrounds, and you can generate them too. You can train your models for them too. And interesting part that it's better to split these tasks, because when you are trying to generate some complicated image with character, with background and lots of details on this background, well, neural nets might have not enough capacity to do that, but you can split these tasks into several and generate them layer by layer, like one model for characters, another model for backgrounds, and the third model for props. And voila, you speed up your process. And the interesting part is that I have no more slides. So yeah, it was pretty fast. And here is a QR code with my social networks. You can connect me on LinkedIn. You can join, or you can follow me on Telegram and ask your questions in private. Ask your questions right now. Ask your questions in the hall after this talk, because yeah, this is pretty powerful technology, and I'll be able to show you how does it work in real time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. And if anyone has any questions, please raise your hands.
Hi. I'm particularly interested in pixel art, and I was trying to do pixel art with Midjourney. That was a fail. I was trying, I don't know, are you familiar with Leonardo AI that basically I think does what you do. They try to produce style, constant assets for the games, and that doesn't work as well. And I tried Adobe FIREFLY, and in case I cut a piece of existing pixel art picture that can sketch something pretty close to my expectations. Did you try pixel art, and what results do you have?
Yeah, yeah, I did. And with Stable Diffusion, the good thing that because this model is open sourced, So here is a screenshot from civitai.com, and this is a website where you can download some model for your style. And I think there you can find models fine-tuned on pixel art, and you can start with them, and you can play with prompts and try to explain what you want. Moreover, if you already have any references, like images from your game, let's say, you can describe them with the Midjourney describe feature, and you will get these prompt and style references, and you can use these prompt in both in Midjourney and Stable Diffusion, and maybe it will help you. And if not, then you can use your current images and feed them to this model and train it for your style. For example, with LoRa or with Dreambooth. And as a result, you will have just like a separate file, separate model trained on your style, and you will be able to generate images in this style. So yeah, this is how it works. In theory, yeah, because when we are training models, there are several possible problems we might face, like overfitting, underfitting, and yeah, I can show or explain it later.
Thank you, Dave. Anyone else? No hands. Okay,
No.
so I have a question.
Sure.
I would like to ask, what skills or tools are crucial to master for those who want to design games?
Design games or use neural nets to design games?
Both?
Both. Well, can't say about designing the games because I'm a technical guy from somewhere around. I'm more about data science and stuff, but to deal with neural nets, you need to learn how to work with prompt engineering, with ControlNet, and later how to train models for your style. But before you try to train these models, please try to find a good prompt, because usually out of the box you can generate pretty good stuff.
So like this prompt thing is a very new like niche. So how do you master that? Like just trial and error?
Yeah, you can try, and there are several websites on the internet, even on the CV.ai, you can find generated images, and you can read the prompts and some options how they were generated. Moreover, there are some books in prompt engineering. Yeah, maybe I will share some links somehow with people. But yeah, so in fact, just Google them or ask ChatGPT. But yeah, ChatGPT doesn't know enough about Stable Diffusion and Midjourney, but still, interesting fact that with ChatGPT you can generate prompts too. If you understand what you want, and like you want to generate different locations, different ideas, then you can set a task to ChatGPT like, hey man, could you please generate different prompts of different girls in different locations? Here are the rules, and it will generate it. And in fact, let me show you this image. Oh, it was in the very beginning. So yeah, one image from the very beginning of this presentation was generated with the prompts from ChatGPT. One more question.
Thank you.
Two more questions.
More questions to the Lord of questions. Well, the question is, this is a very nice copilot now to help artists generate art for game production. And my question is a little bit further in the future. Do you really believe that will be some disruption in the game development when we will see some generative engines that will generate art, even maybe in real time, in a couple of years, in 5 years, in 10 years, whatever, and we will not need a lot of artists to actually, I'm sorry, guys.
That's a hot question, hot topic.
You really believe in this disruption or not? Is it possible at your point of view? And if yes, then the horizon, where is the horizon?
So, as a technical guy, not an artist, I believe that someday we will be able to generate not only images, but videos too, and even 3D models. And maybe, moreover, one day we will be able to generate them in real time on device. So let's say in 10 years, you are in your fashion Apple glasses, go through the city, and you need to buy something in the grocery store, and the world around you is in the style of, I don't know, Hogwarts Legacy, and all your life is a challenge in this game. And tomorrow, everything the same, but in a cyberpunk. So it's just a dream right now, but I see that there are lots of interesting research projects in this field. And about artists, I don't think that this technology will replace artists at all. It's similar to, let's say, photo camera. After photo camera, we still have artists, or Photoshop. After Photoshop, we still have artists. And I do believe this is just a tool for artists to create their games. And without people, without human right now, it's really hard to get good results. In future, we will see.
We have time for only one question, so yeah, okay.
Hello. I dabbled with Midjourney a bit before, but I have not tried working with Stable Diffusion. You mentioned that it actually needs GPUs. So, like, what hardware you actually need to use Stable Diffusion efficiently?
Well, I would suggest RTX 3090 or higher. With such a GPU, you will be able to generate images in seconds, and you will be able to generate images of pretty large, with pretty large resolution and blah, blah, blah. But you can start with, I think, almost 1080 or something like that. So yeah, Stable Diffusion is pretty optimized neural net, so you can run it on different hardware. And moreover, interesting fact about Artifactory that we help artists to run these neural nets in cloud. So we can just provide you infrastructure, and you play with these neural net from cloud. You don't need GPU at all.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.